Hi, my name is Michael Perich. I will be doing my video review on the Moscow Chorus play, which we saw at the Melodrama Theater in St. Petersburg. This was my favorite play for a couple of reasons. My first would be the music. It's really hard to go to a 2.5 to 3.5 hour play listening to sound clips, and for this one they actually had a full chorus, which I enjoyed greatly, along with actual piano playing. There was only 2 sound effects of breaking glass and an infant baby, so it was really nice to actually be able to sit through this and listen to a really well chorus. The second thing that I liked was the set. I thought that they portrayed an apartment during that Soviet era. It was crowded, and to have a full chorus of 15 to 20 people in a single apartment, they did it well with staging it on a ground level and then a second tier, but you got the sense that it was actually just one big room. Another thing that I liked was during the whole performance, there was always somebody doing something, some household routine, or making dinner, folding clothes, doing laundry, but they weren't speaking. They were just walking around everybody, and I thought that they did a really well job interacting. The second thing that I liked was the old lady, who actually pertained to doing a household routine. There would be a 20-minute dialogue going on between the daughter-in-law and the husband, or the 2 daughters upstairs talking, and the old lady would just be sitting there staring off into space, and at a moment's notice she's back into the conversation. I thought it was really well done. I thought they picked the best spots to do it, and it just made everything more enjoyable. The next thing that I really enjoyed was the relationship between the daughter-in-law, who by the way looks like Kathy Bates, and her husband Sasha. But it wasn't the spoken dialogue, it was actually the unspoken dialogue / body language. When you go to a performance that speaks a foreign language, you kind of start tuning it out, and you focus more on the body language to try to better understand what was going on. And for a couple whose husband has had an affair, they did a very well job performing this. She knew, but she didn't want to bring it up in front of her daughter or the family or her mother-in-law. It just slowly progressed, and you could just see each character, they were deteriorating from being that image of a nice happy couple to, you cheated on me and now I'm gonna unleash hell. I thought this was done very well, and I just wish I could have seen it more in performances that we saw. The staging, again, played a very good role. I noticed that every time it got to a very climactic moment, the choir would come in and would bring everything back together. And you would get this sense of, people are coming back together, but in a moment's notice they're going to be split apart. And I thought for the time that it was in the 1956, Russia, the Reconstruction was just starting. I thought they did a really well job. Everybody was able to get to their places. They were entering at multiple points, and it just made everything more enjoyable. Also with the staging, if you were in the audience, everybody got a different angle. I was on the right side and I could see almost everything. I was in the back, I was able to see the second tier, but people up front probably couldn't see what was going on upstairs, and that limits them, but it also kind of relates to how crowded it was in that apartment. And people on the right side in the audience, they probably couldn't see the little shower area, which there was a couple interactions between the daughter-in-law and her husband. I thought this was well because it just shows how crowded it was and how things could just explode at any moment, and everybody was just given a different angle to view in on this family, and this works. Overall, this was my favorite play. As I said, I wish I could have seen it earlier, seen more like it, and yeah, that's my review. Thank you.